Hello, in this video I'm going to discuss the early rolls in backgammon and game theory optimal play, which means that there are certain early rolls that are optimal and there are certain rolls that are suboptimal. And then there's opening rolls or early rolls that give you options. So I'm going to weigh the advantages and disadvantages of each. And we're going to cover every single early roll, so this might be a long video. So maybe we want to break it up, watch half of it now, half of it later. Okay, let's start with the best opening roll. Let's say that we're red, okay? 3 and a 1. The best opening roll in the game, possibly. You're making this point here. Okay, that blocks double fours, that prevents him from getting out. And it also blocks the best back anchor in the game, which is this. If my opponent makes this back anchor, that is the best back anchor in the game for his back pieces. Why? Why is that? Well, he basically has the entire board covered. These two pieces are threatening this area in here. These pieces are threatening this area in here, and these 2 points are threatening the area in here. So if I have to leave a piece exposed in here, in this area, he can hit, he threatens it with this point, one of these pieces. Okay, so this is the back anchor in the game, the best back anchor, excuse me. And so whenever possible, you want to make this back anchor. So that's the 3-1. The other possible 3-1 that you could take when you open is 1, 2, 3, 1. But I don't like that. And the reason why is because a very aggressive opponent will attack this piece because he doesn't want you to make the best back anchor in the game. So he might even sacrifice a piece, say with a 3, 5, and leave a piece exposed. A very advanced, aggressive opponent might do this. And then this piece is out. If I roll double sixes, I can't come in. And he's ruined my chances of making the best anchor in the game, unless I roll like a 5, 4, in which case I would hit him and he would start all the way back over. But that's very unlikely. Actually, when you get hit here, your opponent has a very good chance of making this point, which is one of the best points to make in the game. Okay, because you want to make points that are close together with your ultimate goal to be making a prime. This is a 4-point prime. If he advances these 2 pieces to here, that's a 5-point prime. If he gets this, that's a 6-point prime. This piece is going nowhere. There's nothing I can roll to get him out. And it's basically game over. Okay, so that's the 3-1. Let's move on to the opening 1 rolls. Let me reset the board real quick. Okay, so a 1-2. You roll a 1-2 opening move. This is what I usually do if I'm red. 2, down to there, and a 1. Okay, that gives me, this is a very good, this piece is called a builder. It's not protected. I could get hit with a 6-4, 6-4. But I have a very good chance of making this point right here, which is very key because that seals in this piece, these 2 pieces. Or I could make this point right here, which is the best point to make early in the game, with a 6-3, 3, 6-1, 6-1. So that's how I play the 1-2. Now there is a more advanced strategy of playing the 1-2. This is Gus Hansen. He's a famous poker player. This is his favorite opening move for the 1-2. You take a 1 here and a 2 here. Now, why would you do that? Your goal is to make the best point in the game, which is right here. And if you're this piece is obviously exposed, you can get hit by a 4. But if your opponent misses, you have multiple ways to make the best point in the game. You can take a 6 from here, make that point, a 3, or a 1. or a combination to make this point. So if you're behind in a tournament and you want to play in a very aggressive game, this 2-1 is highly recommended. Okay, so now we covered the 1-2, we covered the 1-3. What about the 1-4? What I usually do with the 1-4 is take this piece 4 and move it 1. That way I have 2 extra builders on this point. If I move these 2 pieces in to build in here, which is your goal early in the game, I still have 2 pieces here. And so this point is protected. The other way you can play the 1-4, and this is very popular for aggressive players, if you become very advanced and you want to play aggressively, take this 4 and this 1. Now, I don't really advise splitting up your back pieces too early because they could get attacked. But what this does is having a builder piece right here is very strong because you can make points. You can make points here, you can make points here, make points here, there. This 4-1 is a more aggressive strategy. The downside is your opponent could roll an 8. Okay, 6-2. And you start all the way back over back here. So that's not what I usually do. I don't take that 4-1. My favorite 4-1 is this 4 right here, and then this 1. So that I have builders on here, I'm ready to build in here and trap my opponent. 1-5. Okay. What I usually do with the 1-5 is this. Move this piece 5. I got 2 builders here, and this point is still safe if I want to build in here, and a 1. Now I might be able to, if I roll a 5-6, I get both of my back pieces out. I occupy this space. These pieces are sealed in by this point, but at least I got my back pieces out. The other way that you can play the 5-1, and this is something that I would not normally recommend, but is a 1 and a 5. And what you're thinking here is that your opponent has two opportunities to hit this piece. 1, 2. All right, but even if he does hit this piece, and this piece is out, you have a very good chance of hitting him right back. So this is kind of like a gambit or an early pawn sacrifice in chess. If you roll a 4-3, 3-4, you hit him right back. And then you have a good opportunity to make this point right here and have a decent back anchor. Remember, this is the best back anchor in the game. This might be the second best back anchor, especially if you're behind in the race. And this is the third best back anchor. So it's a gambit. If he hits you and you roll a 6-1, you hit him right back. Basically any combination of 6 and some other roll. 3-6, 3-6, you hit him. 4-6, 5-6. So this piece, if he hits you here, has a very good chance of getting hit, and he has to start all over. You gain pips. That's the 5-1. I can't really recommend any other 5-1s. I mean, what else is there? You can't move this piece 5. Can't move this piece 5. It's exposed, and this is a very bad point to make early in the game. You want to make this point, or this point, or this point early in the game. You want your points close, very close together. So that's the 5-1. What about the 6-1? This is a no-brainer. If you roll a 6-1 early in the game, or the opening roll, you take the 6, you take the 1, and that seals in double 6s. So if he rolls double 6s, he cannot get these back pieces out. The other advantage is if he rolls a 5-6 on his next turn, he has to take a 6 here, and then a 5 here, or leave the 6 here. And remember, there's many combinations of 6s. There's a double threes, 4-2. I mean, you get the idea. Leaving a point exposed 6 pieces away from your pieces is very disadvantageous because it's probably going to get hit. So that's the 6-1. Is there any other way to take a 6-1? Yes, there is. You could do this. You could play the gambit, do a 6-1, but then you have to roll a 5, a combination of a 5 and another roll to hit back if this piece gets hit. So this 6-1 is not recommended. The optimal roll, the game theory optimal play, is 6-1. Okay, let's move on to the 2s. We already covered 2-1. What about double 2s early in the game? In some apps, they will let you have double 2s in the first roll. In most tournaments and high stakes games, you can only roll 2s on the second or third roll. What I do with 2s, and the best roll for early 2s, is move these 2 pieces 2 and these 2 pieces 2. That way, you've made a point in here. Your points are very close together, which is key. And if your opponent does get to here, you have him blocked. You blocked his 6 spot, which is key. So if he comes in here and rolls a 6, he can't get out. The other option, and this is what I would recommend against a very strong opponent, somebody who's better than you. I would do this. 2s, that's your double 2s. You make the best back anchor in the game. And then you hope you don't roll a 6 on the next roll, because where are you going to take that 6? You're going to take it here, exposed piece. You're going to take it here, exposed piece, very high chance of getting hit. So this is your other option. This is probably the second best option. The first best option, obviously, is 2s here and 2s here. Okay, he's got to go the distance to get out. And remember, the big part of winning this game is keeping your opponent's back pieces trapped in. All right, so that's double 2s. I'm going to stop the video now. It's at 12 minutes. And I'm going to continue in the next video. Thank you for watching.